morning, everybody. It's Jane Johnston with the Briar Hill Group at Remax Camosun. Andrew is at a course this morning, one of the required courses that we are required to do once every 2 years. So I'm going to be doing our market update today, and Jen Lowe is going to be coming if she remembers that we are starting our show at 9:30 and not at 10, but that's okay. All righty, so let's get started. Okay. So welcome to the real estate update for Victoria for May 4th. It is an interesting market, to say the least. Things have changed a lot in the last few weeks, and you'll see why as we look at the stats. Okay, in April of 2022, we had 824 net unconditional sales. We are at 637 now, so we're getting up there. We're more robust than we have been in the last few months. Our new listings in April of 2022 were 1,368. They are low at 1,036 for April of 2023. And active listings, they're up from last year where they were 1,365. And this year they're at 2,043. So we're looking at more active listings and less sales, but watch the stats. The new listings over the past week, as of May 4th, were 259. This is compared to 244 pending. And I can say I have a listing right now that we've priced accurately, and we are getting lots of activity. Price decreases are at 87. So that is to say that if you're not getting your house on the market priced well, you're not getting the activity, then it's time to look at a price reduction. Sold, these are homes that have sold probably within the last 6 weeks to 3 months, are 270, and expired are 58. And that's because we're at the beginning of the month, and many people, that's the cutoff date for listings or when their contract ends. Looking at total active listings over the past 2 years, 2 years ago, we were just over 1,400. Last year around this time, we were back up around 1,400 after a seasonal dip. And this year we were down in December to just about 1,700, and we're just over 2,000. So we see normal market is actually two little humps throughout the year. And we'll see if this is happening now. So you can see in April of 2021, we peaked at around 1,500 listings, and then we went down. That's normal. Most people do try to list in the spring when the garden looks great and the house is all decorated for summer and all cleaned up. Last year, we peaked in April and May, and our sales peaked in March and April, and then they started to go down. And as we saw more of a gap happening, that's when the market starts to slow. We did come up again in September with a number of listings. And again, this is normal. It's seasonal. This is usually when I try and list properties around the Saanich area because of the activity around the university and colleges coming back, everybody coming back to school. In January, we had a good start to the year with 800 new listings. Same with February. And our sales, though, started low. And they have only just started to pick up, I really feel, in the last month. March was a good month for listings with almost 1,100. But April has come down, which is unusual for our market in general. Basically, I felt like the whole market has shifted about 2 months this year. And I think it has to do with all the rate increases we had over the last year, everyone holding their breath to see what was going on with rates this year. So we'll see. Okay, so this is the list to sale ratio. This shows when the market is balanced. It's about 30%, and you can see in April 2023, we are going up to around 40% there. And so it is showing to be a robust market. We're entering more into a seller's market. And again, if you're pricing your house well, you're going to see lots of activity, and you are going to see multiple offers. They are back. But we've just come out of, over the past, since July last year, a very balanced market where the list to sale ratio was less than 30%. And so there were longer days on market. So we're going to see a little shortening of days on market, I expect, and we're going to see more sale prices over asking. Single family homes over the past 2 years, we started out at 1,150,000 and we went up to 1,450,000 last spring. We dipped then in July to about 125, and then we kind of hovered around that, and it looks like we're stabilized, maybe rising a bit, ending up just under 1.3. Hard to believe, considering when I got into real estate, the average price was $399. Anyway, condos. 2 years ago, we were just under 550. We peaked in January of 2022, just around 700. And now we're around 650,000. Now, I will say I've been looking at a lot of condos with clients recently, and there's a lot of junkers out there. And they're asking good money for something that needs a lot of work. So if you can get your hands on something that's perhaps well priced and you're willing to put a little elbow grease into it, I think you're going to see some good results over the long term. But overall, I would say over the past year, this market has been very steady. Townhomes, we always talk about the variety here, and it depends because the quality depends, and also, relatively speaking, there aren't a lot of townhomes on the market. But we did peak last year, rising up from just over 700,000 in 2021 to 950,000 last year. We are down just under 800 now, and the peaks and valleys are because of the lack of inventory in this particular market. Okay, benchmark prices. For Greater Victoria, our benchmark price in 2023 was 1,123,000. In March, it was 1,108,000. So that's an increase of 1.4% over last month, and it's 11.9% down from last year. In the core, the benchmark price for 2023 April was 1,264,000. That's compared to 1,236,000 in March of 23. That is 2.3% over last month and down 11.3% from last year. And you can see in this little graph here that on the right hand side that we're down about 11% from last year. So everyone's asking, when's the market change? The market has already changed. The West Shore benchmark price is at 1,404,000. This is compared to 1,008,000 last year, and that, or last month, and that is up 0.4%, down 0.4% and down 12.6% over last year. I will say I've noticed on the higher end, the price is coming down in the West Shore. And in the Peninsula, the benchmark price is 1,175,000. That's compared to last month's price of 1,170,000. That's up 0.4%. And the change over last year is 11.4% down. Condos are also down 8.8% from last year at 564,000, and that's in Greater Victoria. In the core, they're at 565,000. That's up from 560 last month, so 0.08%, and down 10.3% from last year. So again, year over year, we're down. If we look on the right-hand column here, in the West Shore and the Peninsula, however, the prices have maintained. So they were at 529,000 in the West Shore compared to 514 last month, and they're down 0.9% from last year. Greater Victoria townhomes benchmark price was 753,000. This is greater than 748,000 in March of 2023, and down from April of 2022 when they were in at 802,000. So that's down 6.1% for townhomes. up month over month at 0.7%. In the core, benchmark prices were $826,000 for row townhouses. This is compared to $813 for last month and down from last year at $864. So overall, 4.5% down from last year and up 1.5% from last month. Row townhouses in the West Shore were at $668,000. This is down from last month at $678,000 and really down from last year where it was at $730,000. So overall, it's 1.4% down from last month and 8.4% from last year. All right, so what's interesting at this time of year, they do a origin of all buyers every quarter. And so just looking at the numbers, I just enlarged them a bit. For the full year of 2022, of the origin of all buyers outside of Victoria, but in BC. So these are BC buyers. 89.09% of all buyers outside of Victoria were from BC. And this is pretty steady compared to the first quarter of this year of 89.25%. Last year, 3.21% of the buyers came from Alberta. And this year, in the first quarter, 3.9% are from Alberta. Last year, 4.42% of the buyers came from Ontario. And this is compared to 3.76% of buyers then coming again from Ontario this first quarter. Interestingly, 1.07% of buyers came from the US all of last year, and we are down at 0.45%. Now, that doesn't say that they're American. It says that they came from the US. So I do know of some of my clients who are repatriating back to Canada. And the origin of all out-of-town buyers. So in 2022, 66.5% of out-of-town buyers were from outside of Victoria, but in BC. And that's compared to 63% of this year, 63.71%. And last year, 9.84% of all buyers were from Alberta, and this year it's up to 13.20%. From Ontario, the out-of-town buyers were 13.59% for last year, and this year it's pretty steady at 12.69%. And last year we had 3.28% of all out-of-town buyers coming from the US, and we're getting more granular here, and it's 1.52% to date this year. All right, so if you're interested in knowing more about what's happening with the market, please like our podcast. You can also see us on YouTube. Please subscribe if you're on there. We'd love to hear your comments, and don't forget to share to your friends. We are on every Thursday morning at 9:30. And if you want more information about what's happening in the market, you can contact Andrew Plank at 250-360-6106. His email is info@andrewplank.com. You can go to his website at andrewplank.com, and his Instagram is plankandrew. And if you want to reach me, my name's Jane Johnston. I'm with the Briar Hill Group at Remax Camosun. My number is 250-744-0775. My email is briarhillgroup@gmail.com, or you can reach me on my website, this fabulous new website at briarhillgroup.com. And you can also go to the victoriarealestateshow.com and see what's happening with all these shows and more on neighborhoods in Victoria. All right, you guys, we'll see you next Thursday at 9:30. Take care and have a great day.